on, everybody? It's your boy Joe Michael in the building. Salute to the Dream Builders. I hope you're feeling good. It's Tuesday, August 22nd. It's about 9:30 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I am. And I wanted to create this video to help you identify support and resistance levels, okay? That's what this video is about. And I'll just be honest with you. I do these videos because I want to give value out there. I want to put value out into the world. Nelson Mandela, he had a quote, and his quote was, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And so that's kind of what I try to do. I try to use education, financial literacy, Forex education, and that's my part in helping the world change. I'm trying to change the world with this, so that's why I drop this content. That's why I drop this value. So I hope you guys appreciate that, because it's out of love. It's all love. All right. So we're here to talk about support and resistance levels. Okay, guys. Now, right here on the screen, as you can see, I have the gold spot against the US dollar, okay? On a 15-minute chart here, right? And we have a graph here. And one thing I need you to understand before we really get into this, right? One thing I need you to understand is that the reason why support and resistance levels are so important is because possible trade opportunities arise at support and resistance levels. These levels are going to help traders like you and me find moves. So I'm about to give you some examples. Find good plays. Support and resistance levels are so important inside of our trading. So let me break this down, moving some things out the way. Let me show you guys this. So right here on the chart, we have the gold spot, all right, gold against the USD. XAU USD, okay? And right away, for me, because, I'm experienced in finding these levels, for me, you should be able right away to identify these levels. They pop right out to me. But the most important thing is that you find a swing high and a swing low. That's really the most important thing. You want to find the highest and lowest points that price has been to in recent time, right? When you're finding these levels. So I'm going to go to my tool. I'm going to pull out a horizontal line. And for me, multiple rejections is very important when we're looking for these levels. So if you can see right here, so this is a high level, and then it came down to this low level, right? Well, at this level right here, it tapped this level multiple times. Now, for me, 2 or 3 times is enough. I'm really looking for 3 touches. When I'm looking for these support levels, I'm looking for 3 touches. And as you can see, price came down to this level 1, 2, 3 times, okay? So on this graph, on this particular example, I'm going to identify this level as a support, okay? So boom, I dropped my horizontal line right there. And I'm going to give you a nugget at the end, closer to the end of this video once I get done explaining this. I'm going to give you a nugget that's going to make this really, really, really easy for you, okay? But just check me out real quick. So you see how price was at this high here, right? And then it came all the way down, boom, to this level. And then it pushed off very hard. It pushed directly away from this level. That's what you're looking for, right? An obvious push away. You want an obvious push away, right? So this level, we had this happen 3 times. These levels price came down to this level, and there was an obvious push off of this level, right? Which made this V kind of shape. You see these V shapes? That's a price come down and price push off of that level. That happened 3 times. So this is very obvious. And you want to make this type of situation a very obvious thing to you. You want to train your eyes to see this type of very obvious level. Now, like I said before, kind of when I first started this video, support and resistance levels is they're areas where price has rejected to in the past and can potentially react to again in the future. Okay, so that's literally what a support and resistance level is, if you needed the definition. And so price came down to this level and rejected, and then a little bit more in the future, if you were to fast forward this, it did it again. And then a little bit more in the future, it did it again. And then a little bit more in the future, it almost, it was about to come down to this level again, right? Right? So we identify that. Now, we're going to, up here, we have a level that we're going to call resistance, because we've been focusing on the support. So now we're going to focus on our resistance. So we got one touch here, we got one touch here, and then we have a touch right here. We have touches, multiple touches in this area. So I'm going to put our resistance right in this area right here. Okay? Wow. There's enough touches there. You see how price came up here and rejected off of this, right? Price did it again here, came up here, passed it a little bit, but ultimately it respected this area, rejected off. Price came here again. You see how it respected this area, rejected, right? And then back here, price used this area as a support in the past. And that's another thing I wanted to get to. You want to use levels that have used, that price has used as a support and a resistance. See, price is using this as a resistance right here, but in the past it used it as a support, because you see how price is on top of this line. So it's using this level as a support, used it as a resistance right here in this area, and then again used it as a support before it broke through, right? Came back up, used it as a resistance. So this is a very, very key and strong level in future trades when it comes to price moving forward. So this is how you want to identify your support and your resistance level. Okay, that's like literally the easiest way that I can explain that to you. It's very important that you have multiple touches, that it jumps right out at you, right? You want to aim for swing highs and swing lows, and you want to make sure that price has used this level as a support and a resistance at some time. We could scroll back and kind of see what price has done. I don't know if it was, hold on, let me get this off the screen real quick. I still got my horizontal tool locked in there. So I'm gonna scroll back. So price really, so this is the 15 minutes, so it's gonna be hard. Let's go to the 1 hour. Okay, make it a little bit easier for us to track. Let's go to the daily and see. All right, so on the daily, we got a lot of action at these levels, okay? So let me put this in perspective for us. Okay. So if you go back, you see price use these levels. You see our white lines? Let me get rid of this red line here. That was from a previous trade. I probably was using that as usually my red line is a stop loss. So I was probably using that as a stop loss at some point, but we'll get that out of here. So, yeah, look at this, guys. Price is on this level a lot, rejecting off of these levels a lot on the daily, right? Sometimes you got to do a top-down analysis and go to higher time frames to really see what price is doing. Even right here on the daily, let's zoom into the most current, most recent time. This is like happening now, right? Right here. Price rejected right off of that and is right here at the resistance, right? You see this on the daily? Price came down, rejected using this resistance. This is a resistance here. It's using it as a support here, right? Look at this. Price broke through this resistance at one point. You see how it was a resistance here. Price rejected off of that and went down. Price broke right through this resistance, broke right through this other resistance. This was a support at one point, broke through these two levels, and then use this as a support moving forward. Price rested right on top of there on this red candle. You see that? So these are key levels. This is how you identify support and resistance levels. Okay? This is how you do it. I'm going through this quick because, I like to get straight to the point. I don't like a lot of fluff in my videos. If you miss something, just rewind the video. You can go back. But yeah, and that's on the daily. We started off on the 15. You kind of see how on the, with this zoomed out perspective, price just played inside of this support and this resistance, right? Looking at it from this perspective. So yeah, and you see how it pops out at you? Price is just right inside of this box. So that's what you want to do with your support and resistance. You want to identify levels. You want to box out. You want to trap price inside of this box with your support and resistance levels, because those levels are where something happened, right? Whether it broke through, right, like right here, whether it broke through or whether it came up and respected it, something happened at this level, right? So